Good morning, good morning. Gonna give you time to just kind of jump in. Definitely excited about this morning. I do not own the rights to this song. I'm actually listening to, it's actually on Instagram, and she is um, Shamika. Looks like Shamika Wright. Absolutely phenomenal original music. And definitely going to post her in my stories on on Instagram. But I really wanted to come in live this morning, and I'm so excited. I just finished a coaching session with my client, and it was fantastic. And literally, there was just kind of working some things here, guys. Um, Literally, there was a theme that came up in that particular uh, session, and that theme was growing into knowing. And so I just want to uh, just stop in and drop in and say, first of all, good morning. And I'm going to turn this down just a little bit here. This is kind of impromptu, but it's a real important place, growing into knowing. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening with so many of us. I had a conversation, and welcome into my office. And you'll probably see us say, yes, I can, and yes, I am. But when we start talking about growing into knowing, this is what we're talking about. I was speaking with my sister in love. Her name is Willis. And as we were talking, we talked about unconditional love and how unconditional love is mapped to unconditional acceptance. And in doing that and accepting others, you first have to accept yourself. So growing into knowing is connected to that because it literally means that as you know all about all of the things that you're learning about yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, that you actually learn to say, I am good, with all my flaws, with all my the good, the bad, the indifferent, but I'm still good. God created me good. I'm not a one in a million, I'm a one and only. And so, with that being the case, you get the opportunity to grow into knowing. And I hope that this isn't, it seems to be doing something a little different. Give me a second here. Looks like my system is doing something a little different here. And I just want to make sure I can shut something down. Hold on, guys. Please forgive me. See if I can find where this is supposed to go. And we'll get this done so it's not distracting us, because I really want to deep dive into this. And I'm just going to just put this here and get it out of the way. Let's see here. Hopefully it's not. Hold on. We're going to start over. Good morning, good morning. Kind of multitasking, and I think it's messing up my live. But life happens. We just learn to flow with it. Give me a second. I've got something that is loading here, and I want to make sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that it is not going to get between you and I, that we have time together. And we will be talking about growing into knowing, how to build it beyond. There's a lot of things that we know about ourselves, and it's submerged inside of our subconscious. And no matter what we do, no matter what books you read, no matter how you consistently say something, if you don't know the hidden matters of your own heart, then you really don't know the limiting beliefs that you have until you get into that circumstance and you move from just a limiting belief to a limiting behavior. So how do you figure it out? You know, you figure it out because you become more mindful. And to be mindful means to be present, y'all. It means to be right in that moment, not being the all-encompassing judge of yourself, but actually being mindful of what am I thinking and what am I feeling, and not transferring it, saying that, oh, this is what made it happen for me, or you made me feel like this, but actually taking the time, and as the scripture says, being slow to speak, quick to hear. You can embrace the moment, but embrace the moment to learn more about yourself, the growing into knowing. You can build it beyond. And you build it beyond because you first have to come to terms with the fact that you want to. You absolutely want to build it beyond the limiting behavior, but you first have to accept that in this situation, there's a fear of failure. There's a fear of finance. You can always talk about having wealth and creating wealth, but if you don't address the fact that you can't hold on to nothing, or you assume, sometimes we can assume that because we have certain things in place that we're doing better, when all we're doing is what we've always done. And you have to be around others who are going to challenge those paradigms. Of course, you start with your own value equation. And you'll see this in my book, Build It Beyond. We'll be launching soon, very, very soon. I know I've been saying it, but we've been building the momentum. But today, I just want to talk about growing into knowing. How many of you have had those situations where you have made those confessions to yourself? I'm going to do better. And then you find yourself mapping back after a period of time doing the exact same thing as you did before, or making those confessions to yourself that you're going to work out. Like I have my total gym right here, and I had to and I absolutely love working out on it, but I don't do it as much as I actually want to. And so what I did was I had to start thinking about it. What is getting in the way in my thinking that I don't follow through the way that I know that I want to? It's not getting a coach in this instance. Maybe down the line it'll be getting a coach, or securing or hiring a coach. But growing into knowing requires that I take the time and commit and find out why with me, why haven't you committed to that? Why haven't you committed to the better, showing up the better you in this area? What is the importance of it? Why did you get it in the first place? And some people will say, well, I just do what I want to do. I get up, I get it done. That's you. But it's not like that for everyone. And when there's unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, you kind of want to just get quiet with yourself and accept, Anita, you're not getting up out of that bed and getting it done. What do you need to modify? Do you need to take smaller steps? Do you need to, and this morning I got my own answer, and I said, okay, take all of those cards, the demonstration cards, choose two, and every day, without fail, for just 1 week. Make it through 1 week, then make it through 2 weeks. Growing into knowing. I know my why. It's important to be healthy. I know my why. I like what I feel like when I feel that way. But I've got, after I've worked out, that is. So what do I need to do? I need to just do it for 1 week. I have a lifestyle of eating healthy. Trust me when I tell you, if I eat a bunch of processed food, it will show up immediately. Doesn't do well. So I've managed that. I've grown into knowing what's best for myself, and I've built it beyond. Now, here's the next win, not the milestone. It is a milestone, but for me, the word win is important. So there's a clue right there. Find that one word that's really important to you that allows you to win. Whatever word activates action for you, activate that action and win and build it beyond, growing into knowing. So I'm going to take two of the cards, and I'm going to be very careful which ones, because I need to identify what area do I want to work on first. That's number 3. Definitely decide, where is it that I want to put my investment for me? Where is it that I want to actually focus in and get the results? And then I want to know what it feels like to maintain those results. And then I want to know what it feels like to initiate it for a new area. I'm going to use the information, the psychological, the emotional, the spiritual information that is now stored up in my memory, right? So that I can say, this is what I'm aiming for. This is what it feels like. This is what it looks like. Get it? Growing into knowing. For me, I prefer the language spirit, soul, and body. I know that it is the will of God that I would prosper in all things and be in good health, even as my soul prospers. The transformation of my mind. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, growing into knowing. There's no rush, there's no sense of urgency, of competitive urgency um, that keeps me from actually functioning, aiming, receiving as I'm believing, knowing that the God that I serve, the God that is within me, there is no lack. There's no lack of wisdom. There's no lack of discipline. There's no lack of answers. I just have to quiet myself, still myself, discover within me the area that is available within me to start, and then put one foot in front of the other and grow into knowing what it means for me to be successful in that area. Now, did you notice? I didn't include anybody else. I didn't include what this person is doing or what that person is doing. I can look out and I can look around and I can say, wow, I admire that. But for me to really, really succeed at something, I have to reference Anita. And so I want you to take the time to just take one area and build it beyond, and build it because you want to. We're not building because finally this thing stopped. I hope that you guys are okay. Um, I don't want you to build it because someone else is doing that. It's great to have someone that you can admire, but I want you to start turning it in towards yourself, because self-love is unconditional. It's unconditional acceptance. You're not putting a condition, oh, I'll love myself if, oh, I'll accept myself when, but doing it right now, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're good, knowing that, check it out, yes, you can, yes, you are, yes, you will. You will build it beyond. I hope that this says bless someone. And for the replays, please, please, please share, listen, take a few notes. I'm going to be creating this reading group as we prepare to launch Build It Beyond, the book that is going to be good, that I've written. I've had some incredible support from my editors, and I cannot wait to serve you differently, to serve you with this manuscript, and come to your area. I have some areas in mind that I want to come to, and I am so excited about it. I'm excited because we're going to be able to take one day, take one area, each of us, and build it beyond, and then build relationship in such a way that you see the good in you more than you've ever seen before. Living past the last limitation, understanding the value of your value, knowing that you are worthy, understanding that, and then living by those values, so that when it's time to make different decisions, you have a platform that you can launch yourself from, because you know what it takes, because you've grown into knowing who you are. Now you know what I'm about to say. Continue to live according to the rhythm of God's grace towards you. God bless you.